Hi, I'm Sandy Jerome, and I'm a writer and a graduate of UCLA's Advanced Screenwriting Program. My screenplay, Runaway Cricket, is being produced as an animated musical sci-fi by blackorb.com. I'm an enrolled and blood member of the Cherokee Nation and a 2023 Native American Media Alliance Feature Film Fellow. If you visit my website, sandyjerome.com, I have lots of scripts, mostly with strong female leads. I also write a lot of books, and some are available for free download at my website, sandyjerome.com, or on Amazon. Just search on Amazon, Sandy Jerome. I'm a huge Disney fan and a certified Disney expert, and I wrote Pixie Dust Death. It's a young adult novel set at Disney World. I've also written a book about my experience on the Disney Wish Cruise, along with the Viking River Cruise. You can find links on my website, along with the shopping list for items that I mention in the YouTube videos about these cruises. Now that I've finished my Disney Wish videos, I've moved on to Disney's Animal Kingdom, my favorite Disney park, and I've written a book about the amazing animals. I did get to do the wild animal trek. This was really sort of a bucket list thing for me. My husband had a stroke about 5 years earlier and lost his balance. So after about 5 years of working with physical therapy, he got his balance back and we were able to take this trip together. Now, it may look dangerous in certain parts, but most of the time when you're around the animals, as you'll see in the video, you're actually kind of tethered. You have like a little strap that they put on you, and then you're tethered to a cable. So you're pretty much safe the whole time. It is a little enduring. You check in, or actually you can order or talk about the trek at an information booth that's on the left as you're going into the Kilimanjaro Safari. And then make sure that you go to the bathroom because you're going to see at moment 14 about that we had a long delay while we were waiting for the rhinoceros to move out of the road. And you'll also notice that there's a photographer in the tour truck that we're in, and that photographer is taking pictures. So you'll have lots of pictures of your trek, pictures of you, pictures of the animals. So it's actually kind of a wonderful experience. I highly recommend it to anyone. You learn so much about the animals. You do quite a bit of walking. I didn't film the walking part because I wanted to keep track of looking down and looking at. You kind of go over a lot of roots and stuff like that. So I wanted to make sure that I didn't trip over that or any of the rocks. So you did quite a bit of walking at first, and then you get into the truck. And then you take kind of half of the Kilimanjaro Safari. And then if you watch my video on the full Kilimanjaro Safari, you'll see that I zoom in at one point at this place up on the hill. And that's where we actually ate. That was a lot of fun. And I actually ate a lot because my husband he's kind of a finicky eater, so he didn't eat most of his, but I ate both of ours. It was wonderful. And there's restrooms there. So make sure you go to the restroom before you leave. Make sure you go to the restrooms while you're eating. And that was a beautiful, peaceful time. If you watch this video, there's not a lot of talking going on while I'm just filming the animals out there on the safari, but it's a beautiful place to be. After you eat, you get quite a bit of time to look at the animals. Then you get back into the tour truck and finish the rest of the tour. And we had an amazing experience with the rhinos, as you'll see. That was wonderful. And the guides are amazing. You learn so much. So let's go ahead and go on the trek together.
A little bit cooler, that was making so that the sun is being warm that way as well. Perfect. Now we're going to going on. So while he's chewing a little, you can see some of those teeth sticking out. That bottom tooth that's really sticking out more than the rest. That's one of his incisors. You'll notice he doesn't have a matching C on the other side, so they do naturally break off. So don't be too alarmed. He will grow that back. Really look down in there, you can see it already starting to grow and move his tongue, but completely natural, and it has pretty impressive canines along the sides as well. And not really helpful for chewing. You'll notice he's manipulating the food with his tongue. Don't worry, I will not cut you off the head. The teeth are more for offense and defense. They are pretty territorial animals.
How fast can they run?
So, they actually sense the water before it walks tall trees as well. They're out here in this area, the savannah, are browsing animals or grazing animals. So they will walk and eat, walk and eat. He's still less than a year old, and his name is Dash. So you can guess what he's really good at. Running away from his mom. Now over to the driver's side, there's a pack of painted dogs resting on the. They have about an 80 to 90% success rate. Now they are actually also pack or group hunters. So our sable antelope, they're actually a matriarchal society. So they're led by a dominant female. Typically the female that has the darkest brown fur are, in my opinion, one of the coolest animals out there on the savannah. Not only do they make one of the longest and most treacherous migrations every single year, just looking for more food, but if a female released is giving birth and then suddenly a predator comes out, she's like, it's not safe anymore. She can reverse the birthing process, move to a completely different area where it's safe, and then continue getting pregnant.
Wow.
Not appreciated as much as it should be. And also to the passenger side, those small tan antelopes with the all right, friends. Thank you. You're all clear to stand up, friends, if you would like to, because most of our, actually, I think all of our giraffes are over here on the driver's side.
They're like all hanging out over here.
We have 8 giraffes now. We have, the numbers have fluctuated over the babies that we get. But actually, this small giraffe that's closest to the truck who's now walking away, he's our newest addition to the herd. His name is Humphrey. He's like 8 months old. And his sister is somewhere in the back as well. We do have issues by looking at the sister. Look at the population. If you need to leave anything from the truck, you're more than welcome to, but Mike will most likely lock the truck up if needed. So that is something to be aware of. In just a few moments, we'll release you onto the boma. You can enjoy the view of all the animals making their way out here. Enjoy the nice breeze that we're getting. But definitely give us a few moments to set up the tables and we'll go over all the food with you as well.
Just amazing.
Vary in color depending on what species they are, but they would be huge targets. What you're going to do is take those silver clips and you're going to kind of flip them up, and then you're going to pull the claws, those 4 claws down. Perfect. Now, what I would recommend is that you do not pull it up by on the top layer and then move it on over first. So you'll get to see the bottom layer first, And then once the top layer is on the table, perfect, yeah. So you can put that off to the side. You can go ahead and pull up that top cap. We just want to make sure that you don't lose any of your snacks. Perfect. So you're gonna pull up that top cap right there. You're just gonna want to hold on to the bottom part of it.
Now take the top off.
Perfect. So the first thing that you guys might see is a really beautiful purple flower. Those are called dendrobium orchids. And they are edible, actually. They are supposed to be a bit of a palate cleanser, so they don't floral scents pretty much, or accents, but they are very pretty, and a lot of people do like to taste them, and they give that palate a little cleanse, but feel free to also just stick it behind your ear as an extra accessory. Now, under that flower, you guys will actually see a bamboo spoon. That will be for your use for your fruit salad that you guys might see. That fruit salad has a honey, ginger, and mint glaze. And it's different kinds of melon, and I believe some pineapple in there as well. Now, you will also see some wrapped prosciutto and pearled mozzarella. You will also see an olive salad. It has olives, little pickles, red peppers, and onions are all kind of pickled. And then you also will see some roasted red pepper hummus. On the bottom side, you guys will see some rotisserie chicken wraps. They are dressed in a harissa aioli. They have some slivers of avocado as well as some watermelon radish. You guys will also see some tandoori shrimp. Don't be nervous about the tandoori. It's not like hot and spicy. It's just very, very flavorful. And then the last thing that you guys might see in there is something kind of like wrapped in paper, and that is a homemade granola bar. It's actually brand new to our tours, and it's really, really good. Lots of cinnamon and kind of nutmeg flavors, very nutty, and it's like one of my favorite things in there. So definitely give that a try. That is pretty much everything that you guys got in those tins there, but if you do have any questions, please do let me know. Also as well for your hummus and other combinations of snacks that you might want to put together.
Are you getting my flower in my pocket?
No.
Take a really good look at some of our baby rhinos. Yeah, so we got 2 of our baby rhinos over here. I believe that this is probably Ranger and Milo possibly, or is it Milo and...
I've seen them hopping before. They're so cute. Oh my god.
So cute. Would you say that's Milo and Logan, or is it Ranger and Milo?
It's Milo and Logan, for sure.
Okay, yeah, so that's Milo and Logan. We have 3 baby rhinos, so they are sometimes a little bit difficult to tell the difference. And I'm guessing this is maybe mama, possibly. Actually, that looks like dad. I can't remember.
Oh my god.
But yeah, we are getting a super awesome view of our white rhinos over here. Great opportunity to get a close look at them.
Oh my gosh.
Can't say that this happens super often. Got another one kind of running up in here.
Oh my.
The rhinos can actually gallop up to about 30 to 35 miles per hour.
Oh my
I wouldn't
goodness.
say that they do that super often, but when it is necessary, they certainly will.
Wow. That is incredible.
Yeah, I've seen the clips on the website of them running, the little tiny ones.
Yeah,
I think it was
sweet
Ranger
little
though.
things. It might have been Ranger. Ranger is our oldest. He's about 1.5 years old. So he was our first one out. And then our other 2 youngest that we have here, they came a little bit later. We are actually really, really lucky that we even had 3. It was just our hope that we would have 1. And we got, like I said, really lucky. Dugan has been a really, really, really good dad.
Is that Dugan?
He did a great job. I believe this is Dugan, right?
Okay.
I'm seeing some male parts, I think.
Okay. Oh wow, another one's coming.
Yeah, we have quite a few rhinos out here as well. So he has a couple of different girlfriends that he... That's Jow?
That's Joe.
Oh, okay.
Approved.
Yeah, it sounds a little bit silly, but we participate in what's called species survival plans. And those are programs put in place in order to help support the population and conservation of animals all around the world. Other kinds of animals in zoological facilities can literally help reverse extinction, because if something happens out in the wild, there are healthy populations of these animals in a safe place that can help us reintroduce them to the wild, which is really cool. What's awesome is that a couple of years ago, kind of back in the early 2000s, so it's been a little bit of time, we actually had a female rhino that was born here that actually helped to reestablish a population of rhinos in Uganda. Now, at this time, Uganda had not seen white rhinos in a couple of decades. It's been a really long time. They unfortunately were completely cleared out of that area. So we here donated one of our female rhinos. Kenya, the country, donated one of their male rhinos, and they came together to help repopulate Uganda. So they weren't just like a couple of generations down the road, which is really, really exciting. Like I mentioned, we were able to reestablish a population of white rhinos in a place that hadn't seen white rhinos naturally in a couple of decades. Like I said, we can literally reverse extinction. It just takes a lot of time and patience. But these are programs that zoos all around the United States are participating in, which is really, really cool. So we are very lucky that that is a program that we were able to support. Now there's lots of other programs. Farmers were losing their cattle, which was losing them profits. It was unfortunately causing issues. Know what else to do? They retaliated against these animals. It unfortunately meant that we were losing a lot of really important predators. To put it into perspective, from the original Lion King movie that came out in the early 90s years ago, is approximately a 20-year span of time, we lost half the number of lions in the wild. Yeah. A lot of lions were unfortunately lost, not just due to tensions or conflicts with humans, lots of things, but that was one thing that was a problem. And that's why conservation cattle, they actually built up these super high trees, acacia trees, that were prickly and thorny and not super comfortable for like a lion to climb, and surrounded it with their cattle. Gave them a really safe place for their cattle to live, kept the lions out of those areas, and forced them to find other ways to get their food like they naturally would. And it kept, like I said, a lot of the programs that the Conservation Fund supports, they have to have some educational component. So what the educational component was for this program was, yeah! Maybe the lions are on the other side, lying around. But we have a really, really good view of the lions over here. And they are in a bit of a love triangle out here. The lady that has quite a bit of an interest in our male has no interest in. But he does have quite a bit of interest in the lady who does not care about him. So it's kind of a little bit hard to get over here, and he is all over it. So it's kind of a little bit silly of a dynamic out there, but they are actually not an environment. It's not approved for cubs. It is a really great environment for adult animals who are very like dexterous, and castrate him is because if we were to castrate him, his mane would actually start looking pretty ratty and start falling out. That hair is actually, you by the way have the Nigerian dwarf goats over here. Just wanted to mention what those guys were. It can very, very nerds to learn a little bit more about animals and conservation and little things that we can do to help. We really appreciate your time. I had a whole lot of fun, and I hope you guys did too. But thank you so much.
Well, thank you for watching. Be sure to visit my website for some free ebooks you can download. And please like and subscribe and ring the bell to get alerted of my next videos.